Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So Bitcoin holders, get ready for the FOMC meeting. But I'm going to explain to you the biggest reason why Fed pivot is coming. Yes, a Fed pivot. Well, let's jump right into it. We know that next week, start a new month. We're heading into November. On Wednesday, there will be a press conference. Starting on Tuesday, the FOMC Board of Governors gets together. Wednesday, there will be another press conference. What will Powell announce? Everyone is already expecting 75 basis points for a couple months now, because the last one was a couple months ago. So everyone's expecting that's already priced in, right? But of course, we could get a surprise. Maybe Powell becomes super hawkish and goes, well, actually, this is actually a pretty good breakup right here. Oops, here we go. There's a couple cases. There's hawkish and very hawkish, and then there's dovish. So the base would be 75 basis points, but he opens the door to slower rates ahead, okay? Language that there could be lower rate hikes coming, okay? That is what we're looking for. Now, if he believes we need to go more hawkish, he'll say 75 basis points, but no forward guidance, meaning that a future rate hike could be even higher. And of course, if he's super, super, super hawkish, he could say, well, we're just going to front load it and do 100 basis points. Okay? Now, it's very, very unlikely that he's going to be very hawkish. Hawkish, there's still off chance, not giving any guidance. But most people feel like he will do what's kind of expected, 75 basis points, and then start saying, having more dovish tone forward, saying that, hey, maybe the next one, we could be going down, right? We are seeing inflation go down, but we're just cautious, right? Like, if he gives any kind of indication like that, that would actually be really good, okay? Now, there's another scenario where he's dovish and gets 50 basis point hike. I don't think anyone's expecting that, because if you look at the U.S. economy, it's not that bad yet. I should say. Because all of the economic data has come out, even has shown that the U.S. economy is slowing down, has softened, but not extremely bad. So, again, for him to do a pivot right away would be premature. But who knows? We have elections coming up next week too. So maybe, people are already saying this. If he is dovish and does 50 basis point hike instead of 75, it's because of elections. It's because he's told to do that. But so it's almost too obvious, right? But yeah, we're going to wait and see what he does. Like right now, the Japanese yen falls more because their Fed bank, or the Bank of Japan, has just decided not to do anything, not to raise rates, because they're kind of waiting to see what the U.S. does. And that is why the Japanese yen keeps falling and falling and falling. So, I mean, it's not just us, the general average investors, or Wall Street. Other countries, their banks are looking at this meeting too. They want to see what Fed Powell is going to do. Now, what is this big reason that they may pivot, or at least give that dovish language for forecast? I saw this. So economists at BlackRock are telling financial experts that they are expecting a pivot language at the next meeting, where they expect Powell to announce 79 basis points, followed by two smaller ones, and then a pause to get us around 4.75. Okay? Here's the thing. We know BlackRock, I don't know if they are pulling the strings, but they have been pulling strings on many things. We know that. They got into crypto. They got into Bitcoin. That's not by accident, right? They've been buying up all the real estate. We know that. We heard about BlackRock buying up all the cheap real estate too, right? And we know that they are very, 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 very tied into Wall Street, the largest asset manager in the world, over $10 trillion worth of assets, right? So they have their fingers everywhere. So if they're expecting, or maybe they're telling Powell to, hey, you know what? We understand you got to do what you got to do, but throw in that pivot language, throw in, some kind of forecast that, hey, we may be slowing it down, right? That's all we're waiting for. And if so, the markets will interpret that as a very good thing and rally hard, right? This is what I'm saying. If BlackRock is expecting this already, then that means it's probably going to happen, to be honest. It's probably going to happen. So most likely this Wednesday, we will see 75 basis points, but then we hear Powell talk about pivoting, talk about slowing down the rate hikes, talking about inflation also slowing down, because we did get a PCE reading that showed that inflation didn't get any worse, right? So that's a real reality that could be coming, which means that we head into November, right? Very, very, very bullish. We're going to see that crazy rally heading into December, that Santa rally, right? It may all be lining up at this point, so I'm looking forward to it. And we know, here's the thing. Yesterday was a really good indicator. Right now, Bitcoin is at 20,600, a little bit lower than yesterday, but you can see it's still holding up pretty well. Yesterday, I warned you guys about, unfortunately, Doge going up a little bit too high, too much. Don't FOMO in yet. Wait for it to settle down. But it does show you something. It proves the amount of money sitting on the sidelines waiting to FOMO in. Okay, everyone is scared right now. Everyone is just waiting to see what happens. I shouldn't say everyone. Of course, there's a lot of you guys that's been DCAing, and congratulations. I've been hearing very positive results from it. But yesterday shows you how much money can be flowing in if we get some kind of pivot language, some kind of endorsement, or some kind of flip of a switch, so to speak, right? There is enormous amount of money waiting to come in. The fact that Doge could pump 50% in a day, which we're talking about billions, okay? Doge is not a small cap project anymore. It's a large, big cap, over 10 billion. And for it to go up by 50% in a single day shows you how much money is sitting on the sidelines and waiting to enter the market. And we're just talking about retail investors here. Wait until the institutions, they FOMO back in too. And now we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars, right? So it could be November and December can prove to be one of the most bullish periods we have ever seen, because we know there's still a lot of money, but there's a lot of scared money. They're all sitting on the sidelines. And if that enters, this build-up pressure that we've been seeing, right, basically with Bitcoin and entire crypto industry, basically just hovering at this point, and just we know it's ready. It's building up. It wants to explode, and that could be happening next week. I'm looking forward to it. Guys. Other things that kind of show this. Here's for you TA guys. This is the Bollinger Bands showing Bitcoin at the lower side of the band. Usually when it hugs the lower side or the upper side too much, it tends to reverse, and we've been hovering on the lower side for quite some time. The Bollinger Band has also squeezed too. The width is very narrow, and the narrower it gets, usually that means volatility has shrunk to a point where it's going to explode. So there's that as well. And then even Plan B. Plan B is saying no technical analysis needed. Just use this chart, which shows percent of BTC in profit. Here's a bad thing about Plan B, and I hate to say this, but ever since he partnered up with Bybit, he started putting his Bybit URL in his charts, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, as if people can't see that anymore. Like every time I show his chart, his Bybit link gets massive. Pretty soon, it's going to take up half of this chart. That's the only one downside I can say about Plan B ever since he started talking about Bybit. Anyways, but this just show you, if you look at the color circles, it's very similar to previous bottoms, like in 2015 and 2018, right? Very, very similar. Very similar indeed. All right. What else is going on? Well, here's a good comparison. Market cap of gold at 11 trillion. Bitcoin, 0.4 trillion. So this is what we have to look forward to. Probably not this cycle, not next cycle, but probably 2 cycles, 3 cycles, I would say from now. We have a good shot at Bitcoin actually catching up to gold. But until then, it's a wide gap, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing. It shows you, a lot of people think that Bitcoin can't possibly make them any money. You can't become a millionaire by buying Bitcoin. You have to buy alts, right? But think about this. Bitcoin still has to go up, what, more than 10x, 20x to come to anywhere close to gold? So there's still a lot of gains to be had. Stick with Bitcoin, my friends. All right, now what about some other news today? BNB actually is going up. You could see today is a little down day. A lot of things in red, but BNB is up. So I was looking up what's going on in BNB. They tweeted this out. BNB actually has the highest number of addresses out there, even surpassing Ethereum at this point. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. In addition, they're launching a 10 million gas fee incentive to support growth of Web 3.0, which I'm assuming they're just going to remove gas fees until they hit 10 million to get dApps to be used. And of course, this possibly has something to do with it, that Binance invested $500 million into Twitter. And CZ even publicly made that, made people aware publicly by saying, hey, we wired 500 million over, right? So are they somehow connected to Doge? Are they going to be doing more things with Doge, right? Who knows? Maybe this is a way for Twitter. We know Twitter's coming out the wallet, okay? Maybe they're going to enable Binance trading within that wallet, within Twitter. Maybe this is how you get in. I heard rumors that, I don't know if this is true, okay? I know there's a lot of bad stuff being thrown out by SBF right now, and there's something else that I just want to talk about. But there was rumors that SBF somehow offered up to $15 billion to Elon to help finance and take over Twitter, and Elon just rejected him. There's rumors of that. I don't know if that's real, but it would not be surprising that SBF did that. But we don't know. We don't know until Elon actually comes out and says that. But there's rumors about that. Anyways, as for SBF, a lot of people asked me yesterday about this debate with Eric Voorhees. I still did not have a chance to listen to it all. I listened to bits and pieces. And SBF seems like he is backtracking some of the stuff that he said because he went on a long Twitter rant about it, basically saying, yeah, we should all encourage each other, and I don't necessarily disagree with some of the stuff that was said and this and that. But, I want to play this clip for you guys because this kind of tells it all. All right, this is really, it's a short clip, but you guys need to listen to it. Let me enable this real quick. All right, let me try to play this.
If that did mean that, essentially, front ends by Americans targeting American retail had to be licensed, I think that could be reasonable.
Sam, if the question was, let's acknowledge that the email protocol will be permissionless as a protocol.
Yep.
But it was the law of the land in America that every email front-end provider required KYC from its users.
Yep.
Because under the justification that we do not want people sending information back and forth with terrorists.
Yep.
Where would you stand on that position?
Oh, I'd be strongly against that position.
Why?
Why would I be against it? Because I think it'd be against freedom of speech. I think it'd be disenfranchising a lot of people. I think I would not trust in practice that it would do a good job So I agree with you on all of that.
Okay.
I'm making a distinction here between, for instance, payments versus like derivatives contracts.
Why is Aave somehow different than email?
So, why is it different than email?
You argued so well and so passionately to
Yeah,
not block email with
yes,
licensing and KYC. I loved hearing that.
yep,
That filled my soul with joy. Such good
yeah,
arguments. Why does
yeah.
that not apply to financial transactions?
So, um, why does it not apply to financial transactions? Um, I think there are a few things here. So, first of all,
I don't know what else he said about that. I need to watch the whole thing, but basically, Eric got him. Eric's like, okay, you argue that email, which could also be used to communicate with terrorists, right? You agree that that shouldn't be blocked with KYC or licensing. Why do you agree everything else should be? He didn't have a good answer to that. Yeah, so I need to watch the whole interview, but just to show you guys. All right, a few other things. Hey, before the super chats disappear, did I see the new Mustang? No, I didn't know there was a new one. And Johnny Franco, hey, appreciate that, really do. All right, now, what else? Sandbox, gaming, metaverse. Man, Mark Zuckerberg has been absolutely getting killed. Okay, killed with his metaverse play, and I don't know what he's gonna do, but I have a feeling that he may be trying to buy out Sandbox or Decentraland soon to just grab some users because he's so desperate at grabbing users right now. But anyways, Gucci opens up its land in Sandbox, so now you can log in and browse. See, here's the thing: it's just not the same. If you're browsing virtual shoes or bags, right? It's just not the same. You need to have it so that you could actually redeem it. You buy this and then you can actually redeem it for something physical. So it's just, we're not there yet. We're not like all virtual. You need some physical aspect to it. But anyways, still moving forward. And Sandbox also is opening up their sports land, which is inspired by Brazilian culture and the love for sports. Again, playing sports in Sandbox is a little bit different than playing sports in real life, right? It's nice to have a game or two sometimes, but it's not the same. So this is the reason why we're fully embracing the metaverse. We're not ready yet. Mark wants to push everyone into the metaverse right away. He did a pivot, I think, way too early, and that's why they're not doing right so well right now. But anyways, okay. So this brings me to my sponsor for today and something that I think a lot of you guys will enjoy. I love basketball. I know a lot of you guys don't care, but I have Ben Simmons updates on here all the time. Not good updates, but a lot of you guys do like sports like soccer or aka football or baseball, whatever it may be. There is a new project called SoRare that is out of France. They're already absolutely huge. They're valued at $4.3 billion already. So they're making it really simple for anyone to just really enjoy. I just started a fantasy basketball league recently. I actually posted on my channel, told you guys to join, and you guys did. And my team is doing so. But if you like fantasy sports, you can choose football, basketball, or baseball, and you could play absolutely free. You get basically NFT cards handed out to you, right? And you have to choose your lineup, and you compete with everyone else, right? But of course, they make it so that it's kind of like physical cards. You have common cards, and then you have like rare cards. And we have seen this with NBA Top Shots and other projects that's similar to this, right? So, for example, this is what I did last week. So I was 6,581 out of 80,000 teams. That's not too bad. That's not too bad, but not the best. I would prefer to do it better. But if you were playing, which I suggest you guys do, if you like fantasy, the next league starts in 1 day. So if you guys want to join, make sure you do so. Basically, you just join in like this, and then you add in your player, and it's based on a you get handed a few cards when you join, but you also have a ton of people that you could add to your team, but based on points. So you can't just load up on all the good players. So obviously you got to select like Giannis, for example. And then if you select all the good people, then you run out of points. See, it's like it's already exceeded, right? So there's a skill to this. There's a skill that you can't just load up on all the good people. You have to kind of balance it and, you know, kind of downgrade, and now I'm still 52 points off, you know, so just a fun little thing. But obviously, when you get your team and you compete, you can win prizes, not only bragging rights, you win prizes, but the main thing is they're top leagues. They're not so common leagues. They're limited and rare and super rare, and that is where they have a whole like market for, where you can actually win those NFT cards and actually sell them in the marketplace. So it's a unique concept, fantasy plus NFTs combined. And I'm only showing you guys NBA, guys, because that's the only sport I really care about. But if you like baseball, you like soccer instead, right? You go ahead. There's a lot of leagues in there. So just want to show you guys my new sponsor, and I think it's pretty fun. If you want to check them out, use the URL in my description below. All right, that is pretty much it for today. Bitcoin is still holding well. Let's do some Q&A. How many points is Ben Simmons? Hopefully low. He's actually a starter. I'm actually quite surprised that he's a starter, but he's averaging a triple single, so there's that. All right, let me scroll up here. SBF wanted more than 25 out of 100% stake. So is that not rumored or is that real? I don't know if that SBF thing is actually real, but a lot of you guys are making it seem like it is. So maybe. If he's offering $15 billion, I mean, that just shows how much money he really has. No, this is not Diet Coke. This is iced coffee. My carnivore diet is doing pretty well. I mean, I feel great. Surprisingly, it's been over a week. I haven't had any. I've been getting over my sugar cravings and my Diet Coke cravings. Just I wish sometimes I could still have some kind of, you know, like some kind of dessert, but I'm kind of over. I'm much over it, and I feel fine. I actually sweat more too when I exercise. So these are all good things. No, I drink my coffees black. Do you think it's a good time to grab NFTs while no one's talking about it? Eduardo, it's just like small cap, okay? When people get fearful, they sell off on everything. When people are hopeful and there's FOMO, everyone buys up everything. So I'm sure the NFTs that have dropped quite a lot, they will come back. They will come back hard when the market pumps hard too. So yeah. Kyrie owned a journalist in a press conference. Did I see it? No. I really don't care about Kyrie. I think he's a head case. I don't know. Have you seen the new TNT show, $1 Million Wheels? Some of the coolest multi-100K cars you ever see. Okay, I'm not too into like really pimped out cars. Okay, I like seeing nice cars, but I don't know about like really pimped out ones, like Pimp Your Ride or whatever that was before. SBF has way more than 16 billion net worth. The dude made more than 3 billion arbitrage to start off his career. Yeah, I mean that's how he got in. I know that. I don't know about right now. I don't know how much he has. But this is why I speculated all the liquidations, right? Like the hundreds of millions or the billions that were liquidated. First of all, they're all like almost everything is on FTX. Oh, only recently it backed up, but FTX was leading by far. And, you know, it makes you wonder. Oh, here's an interesting fact. You look at most of the major exchanges, most are long except FTX. Makes you wonder if his bots are counter trading the markets right now. Because you know he has some very sophisticated bots, right? Why was all the volume and liquidations on FTX? I don't know. Will I stream during Halloween night? Probably not. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of kids. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It depends on if there's a lot of stuff going on. My kids will be trick-or-treating, and there's going to be people coming over, so I don't know. Maybe. Do you think this week's BTC rally is already part of Santa rally? Is more to come? Oh, this is nothing. This is nothing, my friend. We went up like 1,000 points. That's it. This is nothing compared to what a real rally looks like. What do you think about Avalanche? And do I hold it? I like Avalanche, and yes, I do hold it. Is FBF really considering buy on Coinbase? I doubt it. Why is everyone dropping Kanye West? Well, because it's the part of the cancel culture we're in right now. People misunderstand or they don't want to understand, and everyone's calling each other out, and every single platform seems to like to censor anyone famous right away. This is the reason why so many people are cheering Elon and Twitter. Hopefully he does not do that. Of course, if it's real hate speech or, you know, terrorism and stuff like that, yeah, censorship probably should be done. But if it's just guys voicing their own opinions and they just get canceled because of it, that's wrong, right? So that's why so many people are waiting to see what Elon does with Twitter and how moderation is going to be changed. The graph in the next bull market, I mean, the graph is nothing that I'm interested in. It helps project create APIs for data retrieval, and that's it. It's like a really good utility. It's like a hammer. But does anyone get excited about hammers? You know, so I think there's better projects to be excited about, but it's really useful. Try cannabis butter in your black coffee. It's amazing. Then you won't miss alcoholic beverages. What? So did it just make you high? So then you don't have to drink alcohol? Is that the theory behind that? Anything about Veracity? Nothing that I've heard of recently. Why has MicroStrategy been doing so well? Probably because of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been doing well. MicroStrategy follows. They're like a Bitcoin ETF. Everyone is still talking about Twitter. LeBron James said something really stupid this morning. It got me really irritated. He was acting like, first of all, he didn't know who Elon was. Because he was like pretending like, oh, it's just some new guy that took over Twitter. And second of all, he didn't do any fact checking on what this other guy was claiming. You know, LeBron's tweet at Elon this morning was really stupid. What is MicroStrategies? I don't know if it's doing that well. 3 months. Yeah, I mean, it started coming up. Well, I guess not bad. From 191 to 281. I mean, basically, when Bitcoin started coming up, that's when MicroStrategy started coming up. Dan, I have no idea. You go ask Elon about that. And will this cause a rally in crypto market cap? No, it won't. Oh man, a lot of LeBron haters in this chat. It's okay. I don't mind. I still like him as a player. I think everyone is gonna miss him once he retires finally. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Mari, I watch you on a daily basis. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I saw Jake Paul won against Anderson Silva. I didn't watch the fight, but I heard it was a pretty good fight until the 8th round where he knocked him out. Anderson Silva, unfortunately, is a little too old at this point, and boxing is not his forte, I don't think. He's always been pretty dominant in MMA. But anyways, I guess you got to recognize Jake Paul is good at boxing. You have to, right? He's 5-0 right now. He may be fighting some washed out guys, but I would love to see him fight Tyson. I mean, Tyson's old, yes, but Tyson is a beast. Those hits from Tyson are going to hurt. Right, so I would love to see him fight Tyson. I'm pretty sure he will. I think they're trying to make that happen already. James. Yeah, I would love to see Jake Paul or Logan Paul, either one, fight Mike Tyson. I think that'll be over quick, real quick. Yeah, Nate Diaz is supposed to be next, and then I heard they were going to fight each other. Logan was going to fight Jake or something like that. I don't know if that's a good idea. Will Dogecoin ever be deflationary under Elon's new Twitter? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to try to get the devs to change it to be deflationary. You don't really need to be deflationary as long as you have more people. If you get everyone on Twitter to start using Doge, you don't need Doge to be deflationary. That's enough by itself. So again, it really depends on what Elon is going to do with Doge in the future. If there's any man that can bring utility to Doge, it's Elon, right? So we'll see what he does with the super app idea. Mari, appreciate it. George Foreman. All right, guys, that is it. Hey, enjoy your Sunday. Next week will be absolutely huge. BlackRock thinks there's going to be a pivot. Most likely there will be. So get ready for that. And tune in tomorrow. bright and early, 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll look at more crypto news. And go check out my other house video that I posted today. It's doing quite well. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. And what I think about Cadena, I do like Cadena. I like it quite a lot. All right, take care. Bye-bye.